So we have to build fisheries to feed them because they like working in fisheries. And fisheries have to be put in water. So they will also live close to the water. So that's what we're going to start with. We're going to just handle food first. And if you take a look, we see that there is a lot of fish everywhere. This is a good place to start fishing around here. Or maybe even here. So let's start fishing around here. And then later on what we will do is we will expand to these islands. So we're going to expand this a little bit so it's all connected. This becomes one fishery. And then one thing I've learned is that you should not start too big. So this is already too big because look at this. The amount of fishermen that we need for this area is already quite a bit. I think this is big enough, maybe even too big, because we have to be really careful. So while streaming, I built a fishery that was way too large. And what happened is, because it took so long to build, all of my citizens started starving. And we immediately got a famine, so that's not something that I want to happen a second time. And then we're also going to build some auxiliaries, because these auxiliaries will increase the efficiency. So that's good. And efficiency, what does the efficiency do? Efficiency is increased by certain items and can increase the usefulness of the room. So it will give us more fish. So if you take a look here, if you got no auxiliaries, only 3.5 production. And now we got 7 production. So we double it. That is a big difference. So we're going to construct this fishery. Let's get started. And where are my guys? They are here. They're just chilling, laying around. So, okay. But they start moving out with their little tails wagging. And then what we also immediately could do, build a warehouse. So in this place, we're going to store all of our fished fish. And I'm just going to start out with a little one. A little warehouse. And then later on we're going to build huge warehouses. But this one is enough for now. So to get started, these are our 2 buildings. And there's our fishery. So they got some makeshift boats. Not even boats, I think. These are like rafts. Just a bunch of planks tied together. And there we go. So that is our warehouse. And in this warehouse we also need a worker. So we can adjust the amount of workers each workplace has. So there are 7 people fishing, which is good. And then here 1 person will work. And then we build 16 crates. So we can designate those crates for different materials. In this case, we need to store fish. So we're going to designate a whole bunch of crates to fish. And there we go. So the first guy is already storing fish in here. And we're now stockpiling fish, man. So we got a food source. So we didn't get a famine immediately at the beginning. And that is already a better start than I had with my previous city that I had during the stream. So I'm really proud of myself. And if you take a look here, we see these arrows. So these guys all want to immigrate to our city. So these are requests from immigrants that they want to come to our city. And we can set how many people that we want. So I can double click this. And when I double click this, I will accept all of the immigrants. Or what I can do is I can set a limit to how many immigrants I want to accept automatically. We can just set it to 25 immigrants and it will automatically allow people to move in until we get 25 Amevias in our city. So what we can also do, so if you take a look here, we can change our ruler name. I'm gonna call myself Boss because that's the name of the channel, and a faction name. So I asked ChatGPT, I sent an image of the map. So I sent an image of this map and I said, can you generate a name for our city? And it came up with the name Aquarius. And I think that is a really beautiful name. So I'm going to call it Aquarius. And then we can also select or create a flag. So I tried to draw the Amevias, but it looks more like Batman. So I think, this is fine. So we have a flag of Batman for our city. Yeah, I will take a look. I will just try some things in between episodes. Maybe come up with a thing that looks more like Amevia. So more like these guys. So we got a little warehouse and we got a fishery. And the thing that I actually want to build first is I want to build like a giant warehouse. So that's going to be our first project, because if I build the giant warehouse, what we can do is we can designate that warehouse for only food. So we'll stockpile like quite a bit of food. And then that place will be the hub or the center where the rest of our city spreads from. This is a really nice place to build our giant warehouse. So over this little bit of water, building the giant warehouse over here seems like a good idea. And if you build really large buildings, you will see this. So there are a lot of yellow spots. And the reason why there are a lot of yellow spots is because the building is really large. And when you build like a really wide and really tall building, supporting the roof in the middle gets harder. So what you have to do is you have to build like pillars in the building, or you can build like supporting wall, just like a real house. If you need some walls that are going to support the building. When you build really large buildings in this game, you also have to build walls that support the roof. So we're going to build a whole bunch of crates. So it's pretty simple. So we got crates along this wall, we got crates along this wall, and this is the actual crate, and this is the block that you need to keep free to access the crate. So, and this is the pathway between these corridors. So that is two rows of crates. We're gonna build a wall over here. So you can't build two of these like this together, because then they need to go here to access both of these. So we have to build them the other way around. So this is going to be our second row of crates. And then the last one